Hey, I just wanted to go through a couple of things here. I made some more revisions to our resolver tool, a resolver board for attacks. One thing I'll point out right away is this D6 in black actually becomes a D4 if morale is less than 50 or D8 if morale is greater than 150. So there's going to be an extra potential reward for the attacker there for having high morale, which is how I've been trying to design the entire game. Is if high morale, high momentum on the world map, high morale on the battle map is going to basically cause a snowball effect or runaway effect. A player, it becomes easier for a player to win if they're doing better. The other adjustment I made here, the base damage, I turned the base roll into base damage. That makes a little more sense, but given that a D in front of these numbers means a die roll. So for red, I forgot to mention before, there's a note down here that essentially says red does not get the base roll if it's completely negated, but now we have this 10d2 minus 1 is the base roll for when red is not totally negated, but 7 is the constant damage when it is. So just to illustrate a scenario here, we're going to pretend that the attacker, it's two relatively small legions attacking each other. The attacker is going to have 20 tokens here, and the defender has we'll say 3. It's a really tiny legion, or a legion in, say, attack status that's relatively small, giving it a very low effective unit count. So these 3 tokens, actually I got 4 there, are going to negate what's in red, leaving us with 16 tokens. So what this essentially is saying that there is 16% damage. It's a constant. So that's immediately given to the defender. But in the case where we have some spillover into yellow, let's just pretend that 5 spilled over into yellow. We've still got 20 here, and then we'll pretend that the defender has 1 spilling over into yellow and 2 to 10 tokens in red. So that's going to negate red completely, and the yellow side will be 4 tokens left for the attacker. So instead of a base roll for red, the attacker's reward for having so many tokens in red is this constant of 7. So even though everything was negated, the attacker still gets 7, and then rolls the 3d2 or 4d2 for yellow. If it was 0, or sorry, if yellow was completely negated, then because there was a chip in yellow, the attacker would still get this base roll of 3d2. So an interesting thing to note is if you get 1 in yellow and it's negated, you still get 3d2. So it's a little bit of a bonus in terms of potential damage, because even if you had 3 tokens left over in yellow, you would get 3d2 anyway. So 1 token would equal 3d2, 2 tokens would equal 3d2, 3 tokens would equal 3d2, if that makes sense. So what other adjustments did I make here? I think that's about it. So far, as a thought experiment, I think I'm pretty much done and doing the scenario over and over again, trying to find some holes and make it a little bit more realistic to what might actually happen during a battle. I think that's done. I need to actually play it with someone else to figure out where else it needs to be adjusted.